here's my project on the tabernacle and the outer courts. You will see outside has 10 curtains here, 10 curtains in the back, 20 curtains here. It's actually 75 by 150 feet. These are actually silver, or supposed to be silver. So this is the entrance to the courtyard. So they're actually supposed to be curtains, so they would be opened up, and then you would come inside. And here you will see the altar. The people would actually wait here to bring their offerings here to the priest, and then the priest would come here and do their thing. So this is the altar of burnt offering, and this is where they would do all their sacrifices and burn all their things that they need to burn for offerings. And it would actually be made of acacia wood. It would be 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet, and then about 4.5 feet high, and it would have a brass grating around it. It would have rings to hold on the poles, and it would have like little horns. So this is where they would do all the sacrifices. Like I said, it would just be the priests. And then they would come over here, and they would want to go in the tabernacle. They would have to use the wash basin or the laver, and they have to clean themselves first before they can go in here. So this is the cover. There's actually 3 covers. There's the curtain, there is the goat hair, I believe, and leather. There might be a 4th, but I think it's just 3. So you have the curtain. Priests are the only ones allowed in here. So I'll move the curtain. So the curtains are kind of fancy. And then you'll see there's 3 things in this room. There's the lampstand. The lampstand is made out of pure hammered gold. It's got 6 branches, and it's got a stem in the middle. It would actually have like almond blossoms on it. It looks all golden pretty, but it has to stay lit. So they have to ask for pure olive oil in order to keep it going. Then over here we have the table of presents, and it'll actually have 6 in a pile of bread. So they'd be like this, be like 2 piles. So 2 piles of flat bread. So there's 12 altogether, and they were for the priest to eat. But it always had to have 12 loaves of non-yeast bread. It would also have containers like ladles and bowls and jars and stuff there as well. It's actually like rather small. And then we have the altar of incense. So this is where they would burn incense. Whenever they had to bless something or anoint something, they would do it here. And then we have, and like it would have to go like all night. And then we have the curtain. It almost looks like the other curtain, but they have a cherubim on this. Behind here is what we call the most holy place. And this place is only for Aaron, or for the high priest. So we'll remove that so you can see. In here has 1 thing. When you look it up, they'll actually say 2 because the cover actually has its own name. But this is the Ark of the Covenant. This is where they put Aaron's staff. They put the jar of manna, and they put the 2 stones with the 10 commandments on it. The cover is actually, I looked it up, and it actually calls it the mercy seat, but my Bible had called it the place of atonement. So the only person that can go in here would be the high priest. Nobody else could go in there. So the things in there are supposed to help them remember all that God brought them through. But nobody is actually supposed to actually touch the actual covenant, the actual ark. So I said this is 75 by 50. So this one was just a 15 by 15 square. And then this one was a rectangle of 15 and 30. So then it would have the different covers on it to keep it safe. And they would actually have to carry this with them wherever they went. So they would go to a different camp, they would have to set it up and go set this back up again, and then the people would camp outside of the tabernacle and the outer courts.